U.S. approves sending of 31 M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Biden administration has approved sending 31 M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine as international reluctance to send tanks to the battlefront against the Russians begins to erode. The news came after Germany confirmed it will make 14 of its Leopard 2A6 tanks available for Ukraine's war effort, and give partner countries its permission to re-export other battle tanks to aid Kyiv. By agreeing to send the Abrams, the U.S. is able to meet the demand of the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, for an American commitment but without having to send the tanks immediately. Much of the U.S. aid sent so far in the 11-month-old war has been through a separate program drawing on Pentagon stocks to get weapons more quickly to Ukraine. Even under that program, it would take months to get tanks to Ukraine and to get Ukrainian forces trained on them. Ukraine says heavily armored Western battle tanks would give its troops more mobility and protection ahead of a new Russian offensive that Kyiv expects in the near future. The U.S. has resisted providing its own M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine, citing extensive and complex maintenance and logistical challenges with the high-tech vehicles.
This post received a score of 45,000, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Thanks buddy.
Thanks buddy, Chairman. This tracks.
Piss out my ass. Sorry. That was my turret syndrome acting up.
So they now have Abrams, Charlie 2S, Leo 2S, CV-90s and Bradleys. Oh boy, Russia is not gonna have a fun time. I don't envy the Ukrainian maintenance crews that have to learn to repair all of those. But yeah, hopefully it'll all be worth it.
Just think about how marketable the maintenance guys are going to be after this. Lol.
Poland and Ukraine will be the tank depots of Europe after this.
And after this war, having all that equipment and knowledge should help Ukraine's case to be a part of NATO. They will know how to use, equip and maintain high-end NATO equipment. Being invaded also helps their case infinitely.
As much as I hate the idea, Ukraine will have a future for being the source of valid modern-day warfighting experience and training for the next generation or two because of this war, and from there can build up to become a fearsome military power in the region. And farmers, don't forget Ukraine's one of the major breadbaskets of the world.
This is not unlike Israel's rise as the preeminent war-fighting experts at opposing Soviet doctrine and equipment in the late 20th century. There's a reason the most kills by F-15s and F-16s belong to the IAF.
Is 31 a lot?
In one battle in the Gulf War, 9 M1A1 tanks killed 28 tanks, 16 IFVs, and 30 trucks in 23 minutes with no losses. It's the tank with the best combat record of the modern age.
DUMMMM. In short, it is a fuckload.
That being said, it's practically a rounding error to us inventories, which is mind-boggling.
Go Abrams. Go do what you were originally designed to do.
Abrams tanks. Brothers. We are free to perform our prime directive. Onwards.
IDKY I read this in a Dalek voice but now I can't change how I read it.
Nah, that's an Adeptus Astartes voice.
For the Emperor, layman Russ battles through enemy lines.
Can you imagine what a Russ would do in a modern battlefield? Can someone who has experience in this explain to me why it is such a game changer, compared to the equipment they currently have? Sorry for my ignorance.
For a Russian tank, in comparison, to reliably and accurately hit, it will need to stop. T-series tanks have less armor on the top and more on the sides. A javelin coming down on the tank will not only penetrate, but also ignite the ammo. Basically, these tanks were designed specifically to counter Russia's current stockpile.
Greater than these tanks were designed specifically to counter Russia's current stockpile. Imagine lying about your capabilities for decades. Having a better funded enemy developing and equipping their military specifically to counter the hyped up version of your military, and then actually getting into a fight with them for no reason. It reminds me of that Chinese MMA fighter Zhu Xiaodong who fights the undefeated Kung Fu masters and destroys them. Updated to add the name of the MMA fighter, because fuck the CCP for trying to ruin his life just for being right and exposing frauds.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.